Mr. Matthew Barnaby for Sicily Honda, NHL Insider and Sportsnet. How are you?
I'm good, sir, and I'm glad you said hotbed because it's not hot here yet. I need to get to Florida or something because it's been a long, long winter here in Buffalo.
Yeah, hope is on the way, though. I think it's like 7 degrees today. Same thing for you.
Yeah, a little bit better. It's getting a little bit better. We can actually walk outside and not just shiver. So, yeah, it's coming our way.
Talk to me. How excited are you for tonight's game? Do you get your popcorn ready? You get you just sit. You probably can't wait.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about going to watch American Sniper because there's a lot of the movies out that I haven't seen, and Buffalo-Toronto certainly isn't in that list. That's one of those games where I'll look back, I'll watch the New York Rangers, the Washington games tonight, and then the Anaheim-Calgary game later on, but Buffalo-Toronto isn't certainly on my list this time of year.
It's not? You're not going to spend some time on that one?
No, I think I'll just... You have to pick a lot of games in a night. You can't watch them all, and even though it's a slow night with only 3 games on a Wednesday and rivalry night, it's a huge rivalry. Just a few more important games I'll be watching tonight.
Yeah. Matthew, there's this conspiracy theory going around in this city that maybe the best place for Connor McDavid to land for the NHL would be here in Toronto. Are people in Buffalo worried about that conspiracy theory?
Not that I've heard yet. Certainly there's always, that's the guy they want. I mean, they want no part of Jack Eichel. They want no part of Noah Hannafin. It's Connor McDavid or bust here in Buffalo. But not yet. Until those balls come out and they decide and they don't see a Connor McDavid, then the theory will certainly start here in Buffalo that the league wants a Connor McDavid in Toronto. But for right now, it's all Connor McDavid, and they're probably calling Jay McKee every day to try to give him a little extra incentive that he pull in Eric Lindros and only go to Buffalo, which I just don't see happening.
Yeah, I don't either. I'll even go as far to say is I have no question in my mind that George is onto something, and I mean this. I'm not even making it up. That Connor McDavid will end up in a Toronto Maple Leaf uniform next year, much to the chagrin of everybody else that's done such a good job of tanking this year.
Yes, they have. I think if you look at Arizona's lineup and you look at Buffalo's lineup, I could get ready, and trust me, a workout for me is walking down the stairs and getting to the fridge, but I could play on either of those 2 rosters, throw in Edmonton, and I'd be pretty good within a week to make any 3 of those rosters.
Have you played on some bad teams like this?
You know what? Not that bad, but I have played on Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay when I was traded from Pittsburgh in I believe 2001. I was traded to Tampa Bay, and we were way out of it. And we had some good players. We had Marty St. Louis. Brad Richards was a rookie, a young kid. Vinny LeCavalier the same, but we were way out of it, and it's tough. It's tough for a veteran to play in those games. Easy for young kids to play because they're still trying to make their way. They're still trying to find their way into the league, and they have a lot to play for, whether it be incentive bonuses or what have you. For a veteran, it's very, very tough. If you look at the Brian Giantes and you look in Toronto for the Lubels or the Kessels, whoever it may be, it's very tough because you're really not playing for anything. You're solidified in the NHL. I know in Toronto, everything that's went on there, you probably have a little bit more pressure to try and perform, but even if they perform now, it's been a miserable season. So yeah, I played on those teams. Very tough to get motivated.
Matthew Barnaby, NHL analyst for SiriusXM and the NHL and Sportsnet Insider for Sicily Honda, our guest. When you're on those teams and you've got like 20 games left and you know it's done, like are you focused on trying not to see? If it were me, I'm just trying to internalize it. If it were me, I'd be like, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to lose any teeth. I don't want to tear an ACL. This is all about maintaining and trying to figure it out next year.
Yeah,
what's your MO? When you go into a game, what's your MO to play?
You certainly don't want to get hurt, but if you play not to get hurt, good chances are you're going to get hurt. So you try to stay the same. You try to play. I would say the difference is you're not going 110%. You're still giving an honest day's effort. You're still working. You're still a pro and don't want to embarrass yourself. You're just not sliding in front of that slap shot to do anything to keep the puck out of your net, which most teams do that are successful. So those probably things aren't the way that it is for a team that isn't successful, you probably aren't fighting already, blocking shots. You're probably not fighting as much. Guys that are tough, and yes, it's a different game now, but I don't think you're going to go look to start the team with a fight and risk breaking your face. That really doesn't matter. So I'd say those are the main things. And then, mentally, you're checking out. You're thinking what day you're going to be leaving. You're going to be starting your vacation, where you're going at the end of the year. Probably a little early for them to be doing that, but certainly guys like Kessel in Toronto, Phaneuf, I don't think they last a day in Toronto after the season. They're packed up and ready to go, and as soon as that game's out of town, they're out of Dodge.
Matthew, is Ted Nolan the coach of the Sabres next season?
Not a chance. Not a chance.
But not his fault. How do you give a guy like that walking papers after you've taken basically every tool out of the toolbox?
Yeah, the day he signed, I said he's got 2 years with this team, and he's there to try to cultivate and bring a culture to the team and teach the young guys how to play. But from day one, and this is with all due respect to Teddy, I absolutely love him as a person, absolutely love him as a coach. But I just thought Tim Murray, this was just a plan to execute, to tank this year, to prepare for the draft, and then bring in his own guy. And I think the easy way for them is to say, you know what, Teddy, we haven't been successful. I know you haven't had the players, but we want to start this whole new thing fresh with a new guy and a new set of players, a new mentality. We want to get everything out in the past 2 years that's been here. You're still under contract. You're still going to get paid, but we're moving on.
Matthew Barnaby, NHL analyst for SiriusXM and the NHL and Sports Insider for Sisley Honda. Appreciate your time. Thanks. And I know you're going to do picture-in-picture and watch the Sabres-Leaf game. I know it.
Yeah. Well, that's a good chance. I think it's the finale of The Voice tonight too. So I'll put that on the picture.
That's can't miss TV.
But you guys enjoy the game and let me know how it goes.
No, thanks. Have a great day, man.
Bye.
Bye. Matthew Barnaby, good guy. 7:24.